we've got a small hairline crack right here in this general vicinity. You might not be able to see it, but it's right there. I mean, there. Let's go take a look. Welcome back to the channel. I'm starting this outside because it's noisy inside, but what usually, if you've been watching our stuff, what usually sits right here is the 55 Desoto. Well, it's in here now. Let's see what we're doing. We got a little ahead of ourselves, so we're gonna catch you dudes and dudettes up to speed. We got her up in the air, and if you go back and watch the first start video on this car, enormous exhaust leak. The passenger side exhaust manifold pretty much broken in half, and searched around a little bit, tried to find a used one. This one's got kind of a weird angled dump on it, and I couldn't find what I thought we needed. So we do have gaskets we ordered a long time ago, and we ordered a bunch of other stuff for this car to get it rolling again and stopping again, most importantly. And today Jalen's home for the weekend. He's a much better welder than I am, and so what we did, we went ahead and popped the manifold off. It is definitely busted on both sides. It had a bunch of boogers and stuff in it. Now we've got crack here that we know of, crack coming up here, crack over here, and then we've got this chunk that goes, you know, something like that ish, and then we've got we've got a small hairline crack right here in this general vicinity. You might not be able to see it, but it's right there. I mean, there. So the plan, we're gonna throw this. We got it off. We cut all the boogers off of it. Our boogers will hopefully look a little bit better, and cleaned it up with some wire brushes and stuff. We found what cracks we need to address. Now we're going to toss both these ends in the sandblaster, get this all cleaned up, and then we're going to see if we can't save this part. Now, what caused it? Well, let's take this off here, and we've got pretty thin material in certain places, and the exhaust on this car is super heavy. So I think just over time and wear and tear, and then it got welded a couple of times, but bottom line, we're gonna try to save it one more time. Yep. Fuel in the bowl. You might check for sparks. Yeah.
It filled up the bowl like before you even started cranking.
Yeah, that electric's working. That's good. It's cranking over nice.
Yeah, I mean it's a little slow, but there's worse things in the world. Yeah.
50 cranks real slow.
Why?
Welcome back
To this episode, I guess, of DeSoto stuff. The manifold is back on. Didn't film it, not gonna lie. But yeah, didn't film the welding or anything either, but it's back on. One piece. Hopefully it stays that way. I'll crawl under here, show what we did. So another rookie mistake. put this car on the ground already, but you can still see under here. Up in there, that was a very welded cast manifold. It was not fun, not really that easy. Took forever, but it's in one piece now. And also under here, you can see that exhaust clamp there. Added another hanger to hopefully help with the stress that caused that puppy to break in the first place. So now we just got to get it running.
Okay, me this time. Jalen's back. It is much later in the day. We had to do a little emergency repair for our customer. He's going out of town tomorrow, and water pump went out. So we stopped what we were doing, made room, got him going. He's happy. And then it's late, but we're gonna give this, starting this DeSoto, one try here. So if you go back and watch up here the video when we first got this running, I was all like, yeah, they wired it wrong. They had the fuel pump wired backwards. We threw a 12-volt battery in here, reversed that, reversed the coil wiring, and la-di-da, it runs. And then one of you all commented and said, hey, they didn't go to 12-volt negative ground system until 56. The 55 should be a 6-volt positive ground. Well, that explains a lot. That explains how and why, as soon as we fired it up and tried the headlights, one of the headlights blew out real quick. And the voltage regulator was clicky clacking and making all kinds of racket. So, short story is, we got a 6-volt positive ground battery in here. We rewired the fuel pump, just swapped them around. We tried to crank it, and I had forgotten about the coil issue. So we swapped the coil wires around now. Electric fuel pump is working. It's cranking over, and I think we're getting spark. So I'm gonna hand you off to Jalen, and we're gonna see if we can get this thing to fire up again. We got her tucked way back in the shop because, ow, thought we were done for the day. Okay, here we go. Key on. Oop, key on. Oh, you want to put the cable on?
Yeah, this might help. Okay.
Alright, key on. Fuel pump on.
No spark. There's no spark.
There's no spark?
No.
Okay, next day alert. Here's where we're at. We couldn't get power through the coil. We could put a test light on, because we're positive ground here, on the negative side, but it wouldn't light up on the positive side no matter what we tried. So that indicates either the coil's bad or there's a short to ground or an open in the wiring from the coil through into the distributor. So I bench tested the coil, and to do that, you take your positive and negative, and this stands pretty much the same for 6 or 12-volt coil, positive, negative ground. Between the two positive and negative terminals, you should have no more than about 5 ohms. 1 to 4 would be lovely. And then you take the output from the positive or the negative, you should have 6,000 to 8,000, maybe 10,000 ohms there. If that checks out, then don't go run to the store for a coil because you got other issues. So our coil bench tested good, which brought us back to the guts of the distributor. And when we did that, we went in and just started poking around. We found that here's our condenser, and these usually don't go bad either. They should also have a fork connection though that helps to screw them onto the points. This did not. The screw that was holding the wire onto this set of points and also holding this was loose, and this guy was not good, not making good contact. Now these are fairly generic So the Irish parts store had one on a Sunday afternoon, which is where we're at. So we went and got a condenser, brought it back, put it in, rotated the engine to make sure that the points were open. We checked the gap. We sanded them with a little emery cloth just to make sure. Checked the gap. They're maybe just a skosh tight, but they're both opening correctly. It is a dual point distributor. Put our condenser in, buttoned everything up, got powered down through the coil, and we've cranked it, and we do have a spark indicator for the engine. So all that being said, Jalen's gonna jump in and start cranking the key here, turn the fuel pump on, and I'm gonna get the squirter bottle, and we're gonna see if this little girl's gonna run some more for us. There you go. Hang on just a second. Give her a little bit. Okay, hold on. It should be going by now. Crank a little more. Okay, hold on. I think we're too weak on our spark. So allow me, us and me to give you, we got context for you here. It's Sunday, it's about 3. Jalen's got to go back to college. He helped do a good amount of work on the Desoto over the weekend, and the Plymouth, by the way, which we'll catch you up on that in a video very soon. I know I've been promising Mopar videos for a while, but we haven't been filming a lot of the each and every step because we're just trying to get this thing to fire. So what we've done this time, that, you know, that 6-volt coil I told you bench tested good, just for giggles and poops, we took it out. We had a non-resistor 12-volt coil sitting on the shelf, which means it should run just fine in this 6-volt negative ground system. We just put it in, and it looks like we have even better spark now. In fact, and I hate to spoil it for you, but it even kind of coughed once. So here we are after way too many hours fiddling with this stuff. We're gonna give it a little something here. Jalen's gonna see if it'll start. Looky there, looky there.
Thank goodness.
You know all those folks, and I'm one of them, that say it's hardly ever the coil. I mean, people replace, and I know it, people replace coils for all sorts of reasons, and it's never the coil. Today was the day. It's the coil. Yeah, let's try some more. Oh, got to turn fuel pump on.
Oh, yeah. We gotta crank it?
Yep. Give her a little gas. Look at that, guys and girls. It's going to idle, sitting there pulling gas from its own tank again we are back in business with the Desoto, guys and gals. 6-volt system. Real quick, I'm gonna grab the meter and see if it's charging. Yeah, and it's quieter. Our welded exhaust is doing just fine. It's only been like 30 seconds, but yeah, we'll let it slowly get up to temperature. It's kind of charging a little bit. It's cool. We got 6 point. It's jumping around between 6 and 6.5, and this battery is not hanging on to 6.5 while the car's running. So it's not a lot, but it's charging a little bit. Yeah, much brighter spark with that coil on it. Yeah. Here's our. Before we had a much dimmer light, but it wasn't horrible when we pulled the spark plugs out and looked at them, and it was a nice bright spark, white spark. It wasn't yellow, it wasn't orangey looking, but man, it just wasn't enough. It needed more apparently. New coil, look at it go. Look at this thing. The pump's definitely loud. Yeah. Oh, good. He's running. All right, trials and tribulations of the Desoto, but I think we're squared away. The thing is just a runner. You heard it. Sounds great. It's beautiful. Had a little bit of a lifter tick on the passenger side, but that went away. We got charging, we got oil pressure gauge, we got most the lights work, but all the dash lights work. We have parts on hand for the brakes and upper and lower radiator hoses. We will get a carburetor kit and belts, and golly, dudes and dudettes, this is going to be, we're going to be cruising the back roads before too long. This is a pretty big step, getting that exhaust sealed up. Hopefully it holds. Those passenger side exhaust manifolds are a unicorn indeed. So I think we're okay. Only time will tell. We really appreciate each and every one of you for watching our junk and watching us get this old stuff running again. We're going to keep after it. Look for more Desoto stuff coming very soon. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you on the next one.